Serial killers infamous Alton Coleman and Deborah Brown. Alton Coleman, born in Waukegan, Illinois on November 6, 1955, was a serial killer who, along with accomplice Deborah Brown, commit a crime spree across 6 states in the Midwest between May and July 1984 that resulted in the deaths of 8 people, mostly children. Coleman received death sentences in 3 states. In 2002, was given lethal injection in the state of Ohio. Coleman having been charged with sex crimes 6 times between 1973 and 1983. He was scheduled to report to court on a rape charge of a 14-year-old girl, fled and began his killing spree. Coleman was diagnosed with mixed personality disorder with antisocial, narcissistic, and obsessive features, including epileptic spasms and psychosis. Deborah Brown, one of 11 children, borderline intellectually disabled, suffered head trauma as a child and diagnosed with dependent personality disorder. She met Alton Coleman in 1983, left her family, and moved in with him. She's a willing participant in Coleman's assaults and murders. First murder a 9-year-old Vernita Wheat on May 29, 1984. She was raped and ligature strangulation and found on June 19, 4 blocks from Coleman's grandmother's apartment. Second murder in June 1984, 2 girls, 9-year-old Annie and her 7-year-old niece Tamika Turks, was sexually assaulted. Annie survived, but Tamika Turks' body was found on June 19, decomposed. June 28, they enter the home of Mr. and Mrs. Palmer Jones, whom were beaten and robbed of their money and car. Third murder on the same day of the Turk murder, Donna Williams, a 25-year-old woman, disappeared. On July 11, Williams' body was found in Detroit, Michigan, a half-mile from her car. Williams was raped and killed by ligature strangulation. Fourth murder on July 5, they arrived in Toledo, Ohio, befriended a woman named Virginia Temple, a mother of several kids. Temple's relatives sent the authorities to her home and found her young children alone and frightened. Temple and her eldest, 9-year-old daughter Rochelle, were strangled to death and left in a crawl space. The same day of the Temple murders, they entered a home, which they robbed and stole the car. Fifth murder on July 12, Tunny Story, a 15-year-old, disappeared. Story's body was found 8 days later. Sixth murder on July 13, they stole Harry Walters' car and beat him unconscious. Walters' wife Marlene was raped and beaten with bludgeon 20 to 25 times cause of her death. 2 days later, Walters' car was found abandoned in Kentucky. They kidnapped a college professor named Olin Carmichael Jr., who was put in the trunk of his car until the authorities found him alive in Ohio. They stole another car and headed back to Illinois. Seventh murder along the way, they stole another car in Indianapolis, killed the owner, a 75-year-old man named Eugene Scott. On July 20, they were arrested in Evanston. April 26, 2002, Alton Coleman was executed by lethal injection at the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility in Lucasville. Deborah Brown was ultimately commuted to 140 years imprisonment in 2018 without parole at the Dayton Correctional Institution in Dayton, Ohio. In 2005, she finally remorse for crimes and she apologized to the victim's family on video.